I've wandered down these lanes for about 50 years. And when I was a child, we used to pick the cleavers and we used to throw them at each other. You see how they stick? Sticky Willies or Goosegrass or Cleavers. They were part of our childhood games. But when I trained as a herbalist, I started to use these for a very different thing. If you actually take the cleavers and squeeze them, you'll get a really gorgeous, lush green juice. Living water, the juice of the cleavers, amazing medicine. You can find cleavers growing everywhere at this time of the year. And we're on our daily exercise walk, just walking along the lanes. And alongside the nettles, you'll find cleavers. They tend to complement each other. And they like to grow at the edges of the fields, and along the footpaths. And there's even absolutely loads in my garden. I'm a medical herbalist, and I use cleavers a lot in my medicine. If you actually look at cleavers, it has really fine hairs on it, and it tends to stick. You can see how sticky it is. It sticks to each other and sticks to your skin a little bit. And it grows quite close to the ground at this time of the year, but as the season starts to end, they'll grow quite tall and you'll get little seeds on the end, which can be used as coffee if you grind it down. One of the things that a lot of herbalists like to use cleavers of is because it has an affinity for the lymphatic system. And if you can look at the cleavers and imagine it like a bottle brush or a pipe cleaner, and going through the pipes and tubes of your lymphatic system and just cleaning it out, clearing it of debris, and it's just sticking just slightly. So just imagine that bottle brush effect. If you think about what's happening at the moment with the coronavirus pandemic, a lot of people are relying on a good immune system to help support them through it. And cleavers can be a real ally here. Because cleavers, with that cleansing, that effect on our lymphatic system, can help it to work better. If you can imagine your car, and no matter how good your car engine is, every year you've got to take it for a service where they change the filters and they just make sure everything's functioning correctly. Cleavers is a little bit like that. It's like having a service of your lymphatic system, of your immune system. It just clears out all the debris, it gets it working better, keeps it nice and healthy. And this can be great, you know, if you want to boost your immune system, or even if you've had lots of colds and viruses, you might want to sort of give them a bit of a sort of tonic afterwards, and cleavers is ideal for this. If you ever pick some cleavers and you squeeze it and you get that lovely green juice that comes out, just feel how cooling it is. This coolingness is really great if you've got any skin irritations, and I find it particularly good for things like eczema and psoriasis, in creams and in lotions and salves. It's also great to use it as a poultice as well if your skin feels inflamed, if you have bites, or even if you have nettle stings as well. And I think that's why it likes to grow alongside the nettles, because it is quite a good antidote for it. So I'm going to gather some and take some home, and then I'm going to put it in the juicer and show you how to make a juice of it, and also a cold infusion as well. So just chopping up those cleavers, I've given them a nice wash and checked through them, and putting them in the juicer. This is a macerating juicer that I've got off the internet, it costs about 15 quid. And just turning the handle, it takes a bit of effort, but can you see that lovely green juice that's actually coming out? How thick it is, and just have a look at that little worm of cleavers material coming out at the end. That's great for putting on the garden as compost. I love doing cleavers this way because I use it to make creams with as well. And you can freeze it in ice cube trays for during the year. We like to put it in smoothies, and sometimes we dilute it with water as well. Look at that. How amazing, how thick, how that concentration of flavours that is. And I know it's doing me good. Cheers. So I'm going to make a nice refreshing Cleavers drink. And here we are, just chopping through the Cleavers, having washed it first and checked through it. And to put it in a pan. You don't have to put it in a pan, you could put it in any container. And then just add in some cold water, just so it's about an inch above the Cleavers. And then you're going to leave it overnight. And then in the morning, just chopping up a lemon, squeezing it, putting it in a glass, then sieving the infused Cleavers. That's it. And then putting it in the glass. And it tastes absolutely delicious and so refreshing and cooling. This would be lovely for a summer's day. And it will keep in the fridge for a few days as well.